Dallas is a 4-point favorite. Do you think that's too high or too low?
I think it's too low. I think the thing we have to notice about Dallas is that they are basically the best against the spread team in football this season. They've been especially fantastic on the road. They are 5-1 ATS in road games. So if you just kind of line these two teams up, I think Dallas should be able to just score some points, and I don't think Washington will be able to keep up. Washington's actually moved the ball pretty well so far this season. They are averaging the 8th most yards per drive in the NFL. However, they are only 20th in points per drive, and the reason for that is they are only averaging 4.11 points per red zone trip. That is dead last in the NFL. This team can just not score in those high leverage opportunities. And we've really seen that with the way some of these scores have looked recently. I just can't trust Tyler Heineke and the rest of this Washington team to put up points and keep pace with Dak Prescott, especially considering this Cowboys offense is, as close to healthy as we've seen it in a long time. I know there's some concerns obviously with Zeke, but a Zeke injury might actually be good for Dallas because Tony Pollard's just a better player. All
right, Geoff, what do we think? Should Dallas be favored by more here?
Kind of a good last point by Garion. I actually think that Dallas, I think this line is actually a little bit too big. I think you need to give Washington a little bit of respect here. And again, I think Dallas on the whole, sure, they're a slightly better team, but Washington's defense, who we all thought was going to be an elite unit at the start of the year, they've started to pick things up a little bit. They've solidified it a little bit in the secondary. If you actually look at yards per attempt and what these two teams have allowed, Dallas has been the worst team against the pass over the last few games. Washington has improved in that area. And again, I think people forget, Mike McCarthy is still the coach of the Cowboys. And we saw that play out in the last game where he would not take Zeke off the field, despite Zeke obviously not being 100% healthy. If that plays out again here, I just feel like Washington is a good enough team with a better coaching situation, Ron Rivera, and an improving defense that they'll take advantage, that they will make Dallas at least play a very, very close game. I think with Washington going on the road, winning a close game against the Raiders last week. And yeah, Garion's right. They're not a perfect team either, but I think the spread should be closer to 3 than 4. And I'm going to say it's just a little bit too high in favor of the Cowboys right now.